And that's the goal. Drinking again. How come I'm always the one drinking and not you?
I don't know.
This whole thing started over alcohol.
I'm drinking. I gotta drive.
It's true.
I gotta leave the bunker at some point.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Orange Men Podcast. Dave and Clint coming at you live from the hidden bunker in Pennsylvania. Saying the truth, spinning the truth, speaking the truth. As we see it, as we say it. I'm sorry, whether you like it or not. Our goal here in the Orange Men Podcast is to be in pursuit. A relentless pursuit of the truth. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. May the truth set you free. I don't care how painful it is, as long as it's the truth. How you doing, Clinton? I'm going to take another swig.
I'm good. Raise!
All right, everybody, we're going to talk about the Republican primary and the politicians involved because I feel like talking about it. And because I seem to say what goes, that's where we're going to go.
You lead the show.
I'm leading. Lead follower, get the fuck out of the way. Yeah, baby. I don't care if it's a fake audience or not. It is what it is. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us on another, what's it, Saturday?
Everybody needs a little adulation. Yes.
Adulation. I'm adulated. As soon as we get off this podcast, I'm going to go adulate myself. Yeah.
Right. I don't know what that means, but adulation. Okay.
All right, my brother.
What's up?
Ron Desantis has declared himself as a candidate for president in the 2024 election.
I've heard.
Yeah, and I just wanted to get your spin on that, your take on that. I'll give you mine, but I want to hear yours.
Oh, you want to hear mine?
I do.
Well, while I like what he did for the state of Florida, I don't think that it's a worthy cause for him going up against Trump right now. I feel as though with the media pushing him so hard, it kind of makes me question the motives of
him or the media.
Well, him and then the media, because we've seen how hard they've come after Trump in the last now 6 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you have the media that's all hunky-dory. But you know what? When he was running his state the way he was running it, and, you know, I just recently heard that the NAACP had suggested that black people don't visit or vacation to Florida because
I did hear that.
Of the racist ideas that the Latino Desantis, right? Is he Latino? Is he Latinx?
I don't know what he is. I never really look at him that way.
I know, he's just Ron.
Yeah.
Well, but during this, during the whole viral thing that was going on since 2020, he was the dictator. He was he was killing people.
Right.
According to the media. And now the media is going, well, you know, he's got to be better than Trump. And it also frustrates me when I hear him come out and say, if you want a Republican to win in 2024, you have to vote for me. Let's say we do and he doesn't win. What are we going to say? What's he going to say? You can't make that proclamation because...
Ooh, let's see with the big words.
Well,
Whilst. Okay, Jill.
I again, during the last 2 years, I liked what Ron was doing in Florida. I understood it. I appreciate it. And I have said repeatedly, make Florida.
Make America Florida, yeah.
Yeah, make America Florida.
Me too. United States of Florida.
But the more I look into, and as that's what's coming up now, the more that we look back at what was happening in the beginning of the pandemic to what happened during, and as we look into Ron's background, there's questionable things that are going to come up. And you have a bunch of MAGA influencers who were all on Trump are now turning and switching to Ron, which I don't understand.
Well, it's a tough one. Well, it's not a tough one for me because I'm MAGA 100% all the way till the end, till the bitter end. Because I think if Trump doesn't get in, we're doomed.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw what happened
when
Trump didn't get in. Look at the past 2.5 years.
Well, I mean, if according to them, everything's hunky-dory.
Yeah, well, it's not. I don't know what you're looking at, but it's not hunky and it's not dory.
Right.
It's certainly not hunky-dory. But I don't understand what Ron DeSantis is doing. I mean, he promised his constituency, he promised the people of Florida that he would be the governor for 4 years.
So he already is a liar.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I remember a bunch of people, even at when he was running for the governorship again, I remember, hey, if you're able to run for president in 2024, are you going to do it or are you going to stay the governor? I'm going to stay the governor. I'll be your governor. He said that.
Right.
That's been said. So again, it makes me wonder who the people behind him are pushing him, nudging
to do this. Right. And I think it's the corruption that's kind of pushing him, because the swamp wasn't drained. It was lowered. And it got low enough for us to see what the fuck was going on.
All the low tide.
Yeah.
The stench.
And that was all because of Donald Trump. And I think Donald Trump trusted some people that he shouldn't have. Mm-hmm. And I think he learned his lesson. I don't think that's going to happen again. And I think, just watching what they're doing to him and the fact that he stands tough and doesn't buckle an inch.
Yeah.
I have so much respect for that guy, because there's a guy who does not need to be in politics. To me, it's a guy who loves his country. And MAGA, Make America Great Again, is not a derogatory term like these Democrats use it.
Yeah.
There's some MAGA Republicans in Congress. Thank God there's MAGA Republicans in Congress. Thank Jesus that there's MAGA Republicans in Congress. It's the only hope for me, in my eyes. I think DeSantis is making a big mistake. I don't understand what he's doing. Listen, I don't think that Donald Trump should be the guy who doesn't get any challengers. I think we need, and he better debate. Don't act like you're so far ahead in the polls that you don't have to debate anybody, because I will call him out on the carpet. He needs to get out there.
I think he will, especially if it's, I think he'll do it.
Okay. I'm hoping he does, because he needs to let the American people know what he's going to do.
But some things too, I think he needs to be like, listen, they're going to call him out on the carpet with the way stuff was handled, and hey, well, the big lie, as they say, and you're still perpetuating that, and you know what I mean? Like, so he needs, huh?
The problem is it is a big lie.
I know, but
people
are gonna turn it to.
Yeah, but we don't have those people.
No. I'm saying like DeSantis' side is gonna use it like, well, you legitimately lost, right? He's gonna be like, no, and it's gonna be like, see, he's crazy. He's still, you know what I mean? Like, that's the way they can spin it. Like, I'm not crazy.
But I hope they do.
No, I got you.
I hope they do.
But I'm saying, like, I don't see how he's gonna not want to. First off, he's gonna want to belittle whoever wants to come across the stage anyway, because that's what he does. He's you know what I mean?
No, like Trump's gonna hammer him. But I mean, DeSantis is going to have to fight back, and it's going to get pretty damn ugly. And I think whatever comes out in this primary is going to be used against that that winner in the general.
Yeah.
Right. So I think if January 6th is a whole another thing. There's so many videos that have been withheld from the public, and it's sad that no one's getting the real truth, and the people who are not getting the real truth are just calling us, just name calling, really. And when you show them real evidence, I mean, I seen Tom Cruise. I almost said I saw Tom Cruise, Ted Cruz, showing some video, pointing out, is FBI people dressed in Trump gear.
Yes.
I mean, it got zero play.
Well, because I have to bury that.
Right. In order to keep the big lie going.
And there's also people with their own facial recognition software. It doesn't have to be the NSA or the FBI or the CIA. There's people that are programmers, everyday people that can figure it out. Like when you start showing them videos, they're like, all right, let's see who this guy is. Let's see where else. Right. Because that's how we've learned. That's how technology has. So that's why like part of Tucker Carlson's thing was like, well, hold on. You can't show this. This is sensitive. We know now we didn't hear it, but you heard it through the back channels. Like we know we have undercover agents within these groups, and we can't show that because they'll be exposed.
Bullshit.
But I mean, even on top of that, like the prisoners of January 6th, and that's another thing. I wish Trump would be more like if I'm the president, I'm going to pardon him. Like I think he should like have a rally outside the DC jail and go, listen, the way people are being treated in here right now needs to stop. These people need court. Like there was a lady, my wife sent it to me, a lady with her husband who's 435 days. He's been in the jail. He's been beaten. He's been like food strikes, hunger, like not them. They just been deprived of food, been deprived like 23 hours, 1 hour out. It's not just one guy. It's a bunch of them.
Right.
And I think you said like the Oath Keepers guy with no evidence.
Right. He wasn't even there.
You're guilty of sedition and treason, so 18 years. I think two of the Proud Boys got the same thing. Like, well, just based on the jury that you have.
Right.
And
it's not a jury of his peers.
The fictitious evidence that you've like, oh, well, here's them talking about this. And like you said, the one guy wasn't even there. Like, how can I be, well, you where's the other stop to steal people?
Well, they're trying to set precedent.
Where's the other stop to steal people that was there? Where's John Sullivan? How come he's not in a jail? He's had a live streamed video of the day.
Right.
So,
watch when Trump gets the nomination.
So,
because they're convicting people. You got a guy with an 18-year conviction, and he wasn't even on the scene.
Yeah.
That's Trump's next.
Well, yeah.
He's next.
I mean, he's got a couple of indictments. He's got a couple of things, too, like the Georgia. He's got a
coming
case.
For him. Yeah. They're coming for him. And until we stop with this, I mean, this is all political.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you fix this. And, to watch what happened during the 2020 election, I went to bed. Trump was winning in a landslide. There's no possible way he could have lost. None. It's never happened in the history of this country.
But it's the same. It's the same.
Joe Biden got the most votes than any president in the history of this country. Right. Not buying it.
Yeah.
The guy's adult who ran a campaign from his basement, who did nothing but insult people. His own VP called him a racist.
Yeah. It's
a joke.
But again, like some of the stuff, if they didn't fix it, they can fix it. The fix is in, so to speak.
The fix is in. It does so to me, it doesn't matter who wins the Republican primary because the fix is in. But these elections, and the other problem is you're seeing a mass exodus of Republicans from blue states.
Yeah.
You're seeing a mass exodus from swing states.
Yeah. That
are going to really help the Democrats in the general election. That's a problem.
I have a theory on. Are we done with the Trump DeSantis stuff?
No, we're still on it, but give me your theory.
Mine's more like on the immigration stuff and what they're doing to Texas. Because once within the next 2 election cycles, Texas is going to be blue. My personal opinion, because once the census comes out and you add a few more shithead fucking House seats or senators, it's going to go blue because it's so overwhelming, like where these people are going to end up in that state. Now, I know traditionally they end up voting Republican, but it doesn't matter. Not in the beginning. Once it turns blue, it's over. I mean, it was close. It was close in 2020. It was closer than we thought. And I get the whole nothing. Don't mess with Texas and this and that, but it's gonna happen. And I think if we lose Texas, like you said, it's gonna be hard to recover this country with some of these liberal agendas that are going on, because they've made everybody think that it's such a terrible place and everybody wants something. Everybody wants something for free. We're going to give it to you. This government's going to give it to you. This administration keeps on giving you promises about certain things. And
everybody wants their safe space.
When you have, whether it's DeSantis or Trump, whoever it may be when you have them going, hey, work hard, hustle. You know what I mean? We get that you're struggling, but you persevere and you move on, and good things can happen to you. People don't want that. They want to be, here's your money, here's your funds.
No, I know, and you're gonna see a push before the general election for everybody that's come across this border illegally to be able to vote, and they're going to be told as they're getting their hand stamped, vote Democrat, and you can stay here and keep getting what you're getting.
They want you to leave.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of you. They're racist. Yeah. They get it homophobic pigs, and they want you out of this country because they think you're whatever, an animal. And these people are being told what they're being told by the people who are in charge currently, and they're going to do what they're told. And they get the opportunity to vote. They're going to vote blue.
Yeah.
So not only do you control the elections, but now you can control who votes. And
you control the states that have traditionally been the swing states with the governors and the cities, because they're all in the pockets of the Democrats.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we saw in 2020. That's exactly what we saw in 2022 with Fetterman and the guys like that. I've seen people now, like, the guy had a Fetterman sign out in our neighborhood. He's got a Marianne Williamson sign for 24. Like, I don't trust you. You shouldn't even vote anymore.
Right.
You know what I mean? First of all, I didn't even know she was trying to run when Biden said he's clearly the candidate. I don't know why you have a Williamson 24 on your yard, because there's no way he's not debating anybody. They're not having a primary vote. He's the candidate.
Right.
What are you gonna write her in? You gonna have 70 million people write her in for the primary so that she wins?
Yeah, it's bad. It's lame. So I don't know. Listen, that's why we're going nuclear MAGA till 2024. Trump is the only option in my book. He's the only guy I trust. He's the only guy that's done anything about the swamp creatures. He's the only guy that's done anything about corruption.
Yeah.
And they came after him harder than they came after. Well, they went after Kennedy harder because they just shot him in the fucking head. But I don't put it past them. I mean,
yeah,
I again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I never was. I never liked conspiracies. I never bought them for a second. All 9/11. I didn't buy any of the bullshit that people were trying to, and a lot of it's still bullshit to me. But I do believe that our government had something to do with it. I'm not exactly sure what it was. I know they didn't implode the buildings, but I do have a question about Building 7.
Stop it.
It just collapsed, but it wasn't imploded by the normal implosion. Because I know how you implode buildings, and they don't come down that quick, the way that building came down without the bombs going off. Normally it takes, a lot of times they fail when they do those bomb implosions.
Stop it.
It's like, you hear all that shit first.
Yeah.
It takes a few minutes. and then the building comes down.
Right.
That didn't happen on 9/11. No. These buildings just came down.
Right.
So I believe the towers were brought down by the planes. I'm unsure about the rest of them, but I have some questions. But the fact is that you can't ask questions.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's the real problem I have, is this media is covering up something. Because when you have questions about anything, you get silenced.
Yeah.
And that's when that started happening to me. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute, fellas. I'm just asking a question here, and you're kicking me off YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok for asking a question?
Yeah.
So to me, that's a problem.
Right.
You know, and it was the same with the pandemic. I had a lot of questions.
Right.
I wasn't getting any answers.
All the answers are you're getting the answers now.
Well, yeah, I'm getting them now, but
it's 3 years later, and
but the problem was
the
back
shit we
then,
were talking about was correct.
as soon as I ask the question and I get silenced, I'm like, okay, someone's hiding something. Something is wrong.
Or stated a matter of opinion that was different from the mainstream narrative.
Right. Isn't that what this country is based on? Free speech, political opinion? That's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what gets people talking and learning and growing and creating a great country like we've created.
Correct.
But as soon as you start silencing people for asking a question, well, wait a minute. Where's the clinical trials on this vaccination you're giving everybody? Do you know what I mean? It's like, and then all of a sudden I lose my account.
Right.
So that speaks volumes to me. Hey, shut up, stupid.
Well, I think too, like getting back to like the debates and stuff, I think that's gonna be some of the stuff that Desantis is gonna maybe chime in on. Like, hey, you know, this was killing, or you know.
Do you think he really will?
I don't know, because I guess he could. Like you say, you're the daddy of the vaccine, which I wish Trump would stop saying that. Like, I get it, but stop it. You know what I mean? Like, people don't need to hear it.
Well, listen, he was the daddy of the vaccine when he thought it was legitimate.
My thing too, like,
do you think he was? I mean, he was either part of it or in the dark?
Well, I think, what if it was like, here's his vaccine over here, and then here's the one we were actually feeding everybody. You know what I mean?
Trump?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, I'm saying, like, when the tide turned, like, we're not taking Trump's vaccine, and then Biden becomes president. It's like, well, take this vaccine. It's great.
Right, but I'm talking about what Trump knew and when he knew it.
I don't know. I think.
Do you think he really had faith in Dr. Fauci and that they were really doing the right thing?
No.
No?
No.
Well, then I'm disappointed in Trump.
I just don't think he could fire him. First off, you couldn't fire him. It's in his contract. So please, if you feel like you know better, you can look that up. He could have maybe gotten him off TV. Sure. Should he have done that? Yes.
Yeah,
but
but what if he didn't know? Like, he's not a scientist. Like, I'm not a scientist. If I'm the president and I have a respected scientist here,
there's.
Don't you think at some point for the most part, I'm going to follow what he's saying until see. To me, if I'm Trump, Fauci came out in the beginning and said, masks don't work.
Yeah.
It's stupid to wear a mask. You want to wear a mask, you feel better. It's not doing nothing for you.
Right.
And then he did a complete 180. If I'm the president, I'm like, yo, buddy.
Yeah, but he didn't.
I know. And that's a problem I have. And I don't know, was he politically motivated not to say something because they would have made him look like a crazy fuck?
Well,
was he afraid of that?
They were already doing that.
I know, but that's...
I mean, when you have people blaming him for the airborne flu that everybody got, he was killing people.
But it's funny when you watch CNN and they're saying, "Oh, Donald Trump told you to swallow Lysol."
Yeah,
it was completely bogus. It was a complete lie.
Yeah, right.
And I knew what Trump said, and I listened to CNN, and I'm like, these poor fucks that watch CNN have no clue that they're being lied to.
No, but they were part of it. They knew that they were being lied to. They were playing their part. It's what they were told
CNN,
to say.
Well, CNN was, but the people watching CNN.
Oh, yeah.
The people who look to CNN for their news and information.
Well, it's the same thing with the Rachel Maddow blew up during Russia collusion. Every night she had some fucking source, some fucking, some fucking expert on Russia and Trump and everything else. And now it's all been fake. Hillary paid for it. And it's the shit that like we knew back in fucking October or August of 2020. But that's what I'm saying. They kept pushing it.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what we said. Like if you've said it, like you just said it earlier. They hate this guy so much because of what he either knows or has done. And now now that he's been involved in the top secret presidential briefings and everything else, all the stuff that he knows now too, on top of before he was just a regular citizen. All that information, he knows everybody. Like, and listen, when he said we called them all and this and that, like, I wish somebody would actually start doing something. Again, we've talked about it before, but they're coming after him so hard that I think they did whatever they had to do for the last, the whole 4 years that he was a president to make everybody think that this guy's a bad guy. We can't have him as a president anymore. Was there a population of people that believe that? Sure. Was it as many as they're saying it was? And that's why Joe's now in charge? Fuck no.
No.
I don't care what anybody says. You can't tell me this dude got 81 million votes and Trump got 14 more million than the most ever votes in 16.
Right.
He got 14 million more than what he got in 2016. But then Joe then got 10 million more than that? Get the fuck out of here. Listen, I know. I said it before. I voted for Barack the first time because of McCain and stuff. I didn't want the war to go on, and it still went on for another fucking 15 years anyway.
I forgive you.
But that guy was charismatic, charisma. He knew what the fuck he was saying. He played his part very, very well. He had crowds like Trump did. Everybody, and you listen, I don't care what anybody says, you can't have a black president for 2 fucking terms and white America doesn't come out and vote for that dude. So don't tell me we're racist.
Right.
The guy was a bad president all 8 years. He didn't do anything for any black community in this fucking country for 8 years. What has changed in your community? Show me.
Nothing.
I love seeing these videos because I keep hearing Joe say white supremacy is the biggest threat. He says it at a fucking college education. Know what's racist? Him assuming that every black person in the fucking college place at Howard voted for him. That's a disgrace. And that's what you bring up when these Americans that happen to be black are graduating from an established college. You bring this up. Know what I see every weekend on Instagram and TikTok and whatever else fucking social media?
What?
I don't see white supremacists beating up fucking people. I don't see white supremacists running into fucking clothing stores. I don't see white supremacists attacking people's cars. I don't see flash mobs of white supremacists. Know what I do see? I see black people. So don't tell me, and in the black community, you can't tell me, where's the black people going? There's no white supremacists in our neighborhood. Know who's causing a problem? Our youth, because they're not fucking being told the right thing. There's no accountability for what they're doing. It has nothing to do with black and white. It's accountability. Nobody's holding these people accountable.
I think if you want to, Malcolm X said it, the biggest enemy to the black American is liberal whites, the white liberal.
And who killed him?
And I think the white liberal. But I think that's where the white supremacy is. The white liberals are the white supremacists.
You have 70, and listen, I
think that's the problem, and I think they want what's going on in these black communities to continue.
But nothing.
That's where the white supremacy is.
Well, yes.
It's
racism because they don't want you to change. They want to keep you oppressed and keep you. They keep telling you, no, it's that guy over there that's oppressing you. No, it's the people that you keep voting for within these cities and your communities.
Let me ask you again.
I didn't send you any videos of the community in Chicago where they were bitching about the 200 to 500
immigrants
getting
illegals,
putting, and they keep saying migrants like it's a fucking. Oh, that's the PC. They're illegal aliens being pushed into your community. Now, even they were saying that they were worried about crime and stuff going up in their neighborhoods because it's already fucked up.
Right. This isn't going to help. Yeah, I get it. But I think we need to point out the real issue here. And I think most black people don't know that the KKK was funded by the Democratic Party. I don't think they know that Jim Crow was a liberal Democrat.
Right.
I mean, I don't think they understand that, because black people had to sit in the back of the bus was because of white Democrats, not because of white Republicans.
Right.
And the lie has been peddled. I mean, you know how the NRA was started, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. It was a couple of Christian pastors or whatever, priests, whatever it was, got together to teach black people how to defend themselves against the KKK.
Imagine that.
Yeah, and that's how the NRA started. And nobody wants to tell the truth.
Do you know who was lynched along with the black people that were trying to escape the South?
Who?
The white people that were fucking helping them.
Okay, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it wasn't just one side, or you know what I mean? Like,
if you want real reparations, it's hang the white liberals. Well, that's reparations right there. You need to get rid of those people.
That's a whole nother. Like,
yeah, I'm not endorsing violence or anything like that. But if you want to be, if you want, I mean, all these rich white liberals holding you down for a political purpose and for their own power, those are the people who are the real problem.
Go look at the Black Panther Party, like how that was really funded. It was funded, not funded, but started in Detroit. Guess who killed him?
The white liberal? Because
he was talking too much.
Right.
He was saying the right things. He was getting not just black people, because his thing was the poor people. Yes, he lived in a black community and he was an African-American gentleman, but it was the poor people within these cities. Black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, Asian, whatever. I know Chinese and Asian. But it was the poor people within these communities of these cities that were trying to uprise or speak out against the government.
Right.
And when you unite, like you were saying, when we're all united and focused on
the enemy,
DC, and these 535 congressmen and the three-letter organizations, when you're focused on that and not going, hey man, trans this, gay that, black this, white that, this, like
shoot this, shoot that, rob this, rob that, kill
guns
this,
good,
kill
yeah,
that.
guns good, guns bad, abortion good, abortion bad. You know what I mean? Like when you're not picking on the dumb shit that we really shouldn't even be arguing about, like you said, live your life. If it doesn't bother me, listen.
If there's no victims, live your life.
Yeah.
If you're not creating a victim, live your life.
Because they keep on pushing this on the media narratives, you're focused on other dumb shit and not going, well, what happened? What bill did they sign yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or last week? Or you know what I mean? Like
what was buried in the bottom of that bill that no one talked about?
We're talking about the debt ceiling, but yet, here's Zelensky, here's $1.2 billion more for your war.
Right.
What are we doing?
That's the next episode. That's the next episode.
Sorry.
You went over time.
Trump good. DeSantis,
meh. Listen, it's Trump all the way. Nuclear MAGA in your face.
It's Trump until he goes, yeah, I can't run.
DeSantis
is the man.
If you want to liberate black people, if you want people to live free, then you got to vote for Trump. If you want to protect children, if you want to protect our rights, our Second Amendment rights, our First Amendment rights, if you want to live by the Constitution the way the Founding Fathers originally intended, then you got to vote for Donald Trump. It might be painful to some of you, but it's the right thing to do. I've never been sure about anything else in my life. And I don't know how many years I got left on this planet, but I want it to be better for
everybody.
Yeah, the next generations. You don't think about the next generation until you start knocking on heaven's door, you know what I'm saying? When you're 20 years old, you don't give a fuck. When you're 20 years old, you're a fucking liberal until you fucking hit 30 and have to work and raise a family. Then you become conservative.
You're like, where's my money?
Joe, what are you taking so much of my money for? I mean, I'm the one who worked for it. You didn't do shit. I'm the one who went through the stresses. I'm the one who got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to work a 12-hour shift, 6 days a week, and then work a part-time fucking job so I can support my fucking family. I'm the one who sent them to private schools because your fucking schools sucked. My wife had to work 2 fucking jobs. We didn't have a vacation until we were 45 years old.
Wow.
Well, that's the facts of it.
That's a fact, Jack.
And then he's taking all my money
No joke.
to give to fucking Ukraine?
All right.
F you, Joe Biden. F you, Kamala Harris. The Trump train is coming your way. Orange men out.
I feel like we just did a WWE promo.
So long, gay boys.